Hi, everybody. We are going to talk about why we shoot Boudoir today. Say hello, Mateusz.
Hi, everybody.
But first, we're going to figure out a little technical issue. So I'm going to hand this over to Bert. I'm going to flip it around. Hi, Bert. And I'm going to see if I can share it to our Facebook group, The Salty Witches. So where would I find it in here?
So you have to refresh it. Let's see.
I think I did. I refreshed it. There we go. We are going to talk and then how do I share it? Why we shoot Boudoir today. Say hello, Mateusz.
Hi. Posts.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, now try to find post. Should be an option to share to the group.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Okay,
Hi, Nikki.
let's hope that that worked.
Yeah, if not, we'll just share it to the group later, I guess.
No,
You will share it.
cool.
Okay.
So, hi guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for your patience.
Took us a minute, yeah.
We're not always the most Facebook savvy. But we just wanted to talk a little bit about why we do what we do and why we love what we do. Do you want to start? Or do you
Sure.
want me to start? Okay.
From the beginning, yeah.
Let's tell our story.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
So we, together with Pamela, we met at one of our common friends' party, and that was probably maybe like less than a year before we actually started Silk and Salt. And that friend, she was actually the very first person to ask me to actually make a boudoir session for her. And I've never done boudoir before that, prior to that. So we did the photos together, and then Pamela saw those photos. And she reached out to me, and she had the idea that we could try to do a boudoir studio together. So at that moment, I was kind of really unsure if that was because I was already planning to start a wedding photography business.
I had to talk
And
him into it.
Pamela
Let's be
talked me a
honest.
little
I
bit
really,
into
I really had to twist his arm, but in the
Yeah.
end,
But in the
I always
end,
get what I want. So.
yeah, it's impossible to argue with Pamela, and she's always right. So it's it doesn't matter if she wins. That's good for everybody.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah. So so my idea of in general why I started to do portraiture was that when I got the camera and I started learning photography, I started to take pictures of friends, family, and also just from people from the Facebook that would reach out to me. And the thing that struck me almost immediately was that powerful feeling of making a portrait of somebody and then seeing them very often even almost cry and telling me that they've never had a good photo taken of them before. And that to me was almost like I would say like a life-changing moment, because I realized the power of photography, that this is not just taking nice pictures, this is something much more, that we do connect a lot with the idea of how we see ourselves in our mind, and being able to see ourselves through the eyes of somebody else. I found out that this is something that I can actually give to people. So the boudoir was a perfect way for me to do it for people who do struggle a lot with the self-image. So especially women. And there are two obvious reasons why you would do boudoir. One is to celebrate yourself. That's when you are full of self-love and you just want to celebrate your personality, your body. You want to have fun. You want to have a beautiful memory of who you are. And the other side of it is that when you are struggling with seeing yourself for the beautiful person that you are, and that's where we come with Pamela to help you to see yourself through the eyes of other people, because we very often hear compliments from other people and we just cannot really, we for some reason it's hard for us to accept them. So until we truly accept them ourselves, it kind of just goes one year and flies the other year, and we're still struggling with accepting ourselves.
It's true. So I this week have been talking to all of the finalists. We're in the middle of our giveaway. We're announcing the finalists on Friday, and so I've been doing all these interviews with the finalists this week, and I hear the same story over and over and over again, which is not to like discredit anyone's story. Like everybody has their own unique story, but there are certain themes that I hear again and again, and especially here in Utah, what I hear is, I was raised very religious. I was told that sexuality was shameful and that I needed to hide my body, and that if a man or a boy had sexual thoughts about me, it was my fault because I was not being modest enough. And they say, you know, it took them years and years to undo that thinking and celebrate their bodies as works of art. And you know, some of them say, well, I'm still not there. Like, I'm still struggling to feel sexy and not feel shameful about that, or you know, just to feel any kind of positive emotion about my body, and connect with my sexuality and connect with my beauty, because I don't feel like I'm allowed to feel those things. And so Boudoir to me is a way for a woman to embrace her sexuality, to connect with her beauty and say, you know, I am proud of the beautiful woman that I am inside and out. It is really not an experience about how you look on the outside, as odd as that might be. It's really about finding your fierce inner goddess on the inside and letting her shine through, and finding that confidence and knowing that you deserve to feel sexy, and that, you know, it doesn't matter what body you're in, that body can be sexy. We like to say sexy is not a number on a scale, right? It is how you feel. It is an attitude that you project, and we like to help people find that. We can't do it for you, but we can provide an experience that lets you transform yourself. And all you have to do is show up for yourself and do it. Honestly, like this, I can't imagine having a better job than this one. Like, it means so much to me to be able to see these women go through these transformations. And sorry, I'm getting emotional, but I get to see these women come to me and say, I've never felt sexy a day in my life. I don't feel feminine. I don't feel beautiful. I don't feel confident. And then, you know, you see them at the beginning of their boudoir shoot, and they are so nervous, so like nerve-wracked over it, and you know, so unsure of how it's going to turn out, that they've just decided to take the leap. And then by, you know, 15 minutes into it, they're relaxed and having fun. But the real payoff for me is a week later when they come back in to see their images for their image reveal. And I turn on their slideshow and some music, and I tell them to just like sit back and relax and enjoy. And I mean, I've had women like break down in tears and, you know, like just feel absolutely shocked, jaws on the floor, because they can't believe that those images that they're seeing are them. Like, they've never seen themselves that way. And that is what makes this job the best damn job in the world. I am so lucky that I get to experience that over and over and over again. And going through that journey with these women, like, I feel bonded to them. Like, every single client of ours, I feel like has become a friend, because you know, I've gotten to experience this with them, and I feel like it bonds us forever. So anyway, I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful that Mateusz said yes, like he had a choice. But it's incredible, and I would encourage absolutely everyone to do this. I think this is an experience that every woman should have, and not, was just talking to someone today who was saying that, you know, she came to the realization that boudoir is not for people with perfect bodies, and it's not for people in their 20s. It's for all people, and it's for every stage of life. And we have one client that gets a boudoir shoot done every decade, and obviously her last boudoir shoots weren't with us, but I love that. I love that she does that, because she's celebrating who she is today. And that's what's important, is that we learn to love who we are today, not who we hope we're going to be in 6 months, not, you know, well, I'm going to love myself when I lose 10 pounds or 100 pounds or whatever. Not, you know, focusing on the body we used to have and thinking, well, I'm not worthy anymore because I don't look like that. It's just not true. We should not procrastinate loving ourselves. We should love ourselves every single day. And you should start today. And there are many, many ways of giving yourself some love. Boudoir is not the only one. But it's so important that we engage in that self-love. I've talked for a really long time.
You did, but it's okay.
But I feel really passionate about it, and that's
speaking
why.
from heart.
That's why I don't usually talk that much.
But that's the important thing. That we very often hear that people really want to do a shoot, but they want to postpone it because they're afraid their body's not in the top shape or something like that. And that's not the point. Because our bodies change daily. You can feel amazing and you can wake up next day and feel like total crap, right? So it's not the necessarily celebration of the body, it's the celebration of you, of everything who you are at this moment in time. And that connects so much with photography. It's photography, you cannot really capture somebody. You just can't. We are too complicated for that. But you can capture that person in that very moment. And that's what creates that special bond between us as a studio photographers and you as a person. But also it just creates that amazing kind of heirloom for you for the future, so that you will keep the memory of yourself of that specific moment forever. And that's also the important thing about boudoir, is that you don't really do it for somebody else. And even if you decide to gift it for your significant other or your friend or somebody, it really doesn't matter, because in the end this is for you. This is the gift for yourself, and to really fall in love with yourself and get to know yourself much better.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's so important. Yeah, because we have a lot of clients who call and say, I want to gift this to my significant other, and it is a beautiful gift. It's such a personalized, wonderful gift, but yeah, ultimately it has to be for you. Yeah,
so that's the important thing also, is that you don't have to share those photos. And we're here for you. So you can always be sure that the photos you do with us, they can stay complete total secret. This is for you, and then you decide with whom you want to share this moment, right? Those pictures and those photographs of you.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know. Honestly,
we should do this more often.
We
though.
should. Yeah.
Like, maybe we should just have a weekly, let's get together and chat about something.
Yeah, we could. If you guys would like that, just let us know.
Yeah.
Write a comment or send us a message if this is something that you guys feel would be helpful, or something that will help you guys to get a better image of what the boudoir sessions are, and us specifically, because obviously each boudoir studio does things differently. So yeah, definitely let us know.
Yeah. And tomorrow at 8, we're going to have 8 p.m. We're going to have a live Q&A, Mateusz and I. So be thinking about what questions you want to ask us. We're going to do that in the Salty Witches. I don't know if we'll be able to do it in Silk and Salt as well.
Might be able somehow to share, or post it later at least, or something.
Yeah, could at least post it later. But definitely in the Salty Witches Facebook group. So please join us then. Ask all the questions, even if you think they're silly questions or crazy questions or whatever. We want to know what's on your mind and what you're thinking.
And if you're too shy to ask them in a public comments, just send us a message on our Facebook group. It's just me and Pamela, so there are no other people involved in your privacy. Yeah.
yeah, you can just shoot us a message through Facebook and either our personal account or our Silk Consult page is just fine.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank
everybody.
you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for giving us your time and listening to our stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we love you guys. Thanks
Yeah.
for your support.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.